What's up, YouTube? This is Ian bringing you another YouTube video about the Settlers of Kalguur and kind of what it looks like in the endgame. I kind of want to talk a little bit about, how to set up your mappers, kind of show you guys what my mappers have done, how I have it set up. What does it take to actually 100% some of these maps? What kind of crew do you need to make sure you're getting that map completion bonus? And then, how I'm spending my gold, how I'm using my shipping, and then how I'm doing my farming. So let's get into it. Let's start with mapping. This is probably the most fun one, so let's go with that. All I can really tell you guys is what I have from my own experience. So this particular map device has a tier 10, a tier 10, 3 tier 9s, and a tier 8. I call these guys the God Squad. I put my best workers on them. I put them against the hardest content possible. So I put them against Shaper Guardian maps. I'm going to have them attempt a T17 here just to see, can they full complete it? Can they get the shards out? You really want to get 100% on it because you get a bonus, and I'll show you guys what that looks like. So this one's like 100%. Really important for, Hydra, for example, because then you can get the Hydra shard out of it, but you get a chance at some better loot. Whereas if they didn't 100%, so let me see. So here, this group, I'm still working with them. This is a full tier 8 squad. And I have them doing like ALKed T16s. So just trying to test their limits on kind of what they can do. Once your map device is maxed out, they actually have increased effective explicit modifiers. So maybe I should be scouring these maps to see if they could do scoured T16s instead. That see what the difference is between their loot and the end game. And as I get better workers, maybe they can handle better content, et cetera, et cetera. So you can see this was much less loot than the Hydra, for example. So yeah, these are what my teams look like. This particular team is all tier 7. This is my worst squad. It's kind of the rejects, all rank 7s and only one rank 8. The reason they look like they're insane is because these are all actually just scoured like 14s and 15s. They're not 16s yet. And so, yeah, that's what we're doing with mapping. That's what my squads look like. Okay, shipping. What are we doing with shipping? Shout out to Ziggy and his community. They put together a great document on like the rewards that you get back. Right now, I'm just trying to like level up the relationships that I have, which with each port. And so to do that, I'm kind of just filling out each of the favored resources. So basically focus on your farm, focus the crops that you need. If you're at a point, where your settlement's maxed out, there's nothing you can really do to focus the ores. Like I said, like if you had a bunch of ores stocked up, you could focus your smelters. So if you don't know, the smelted ore, you trades at a 5 times value. So you should always don't send the raw ore. Make sure you're sending the bars, the smelted bars instead. I actually have way too much dust. You can see here I was being like pretty frugal with my dust in the beginning. And so now I have like 2 million dust. The disenchanter in the end game, I'm actually not even using him. The way I think about the disenchanter is that it turns your gold into dust for you. So if I have a surplus of gold and I need more dust, then sure, I'll do it. Have not found kind of what I think the best unique items to dust are. They all have different values. They're better if they have like corrupted implicits. As you're leveling it up, you'll get, I think the first one you unlock is like corrupted implicits, then influence. So just always put in whatever the highest dust stuff is. But it's not like they gain EXP and level that way. They level through, you spending gold and dust to level them up. Okay, the crops. This is what an endgame crop looks like. I have all tier 10s on this middle one. I think this one has all tier 9s. Basically all my workers, I don't have anything under tier 8. I'm focusing, those preferred resources that shipping wants. Make sure you're taking advantage of the bonus if you can. You get a 5% bonus per crop being farmed. So if you can do different crops, you get a small bonus there. And then your middle ones have more adjacent 10% bonus than the edge ones. So that should be kind of obvious, but yeah, put your best workers and the most important crops in the center. Let's talk a little bit about the recruits. Once you get to the end game, you really don't have a gold sink other than trying to reroll for recruits. The two that you're going to often need to replace are map runners and then the shippers. The shippers, sometimes they'll get attacked, or sometimes they'll, run a risk of getting lost at sea. I had one guy just decide to up and live at one of the ports or whatever, build a life there. I was like, okay, good for you, buddy. Um, anyways, that can happen. So you need extra shippers and extra mappers on hand to replace them at a moment's notice. So I'm at the point now where this like little reroll doesn't really help me. So here, I'll just hit it. See, like rank 5s, what am I going to do with that? Like everybody's rank 8 or better, right? So I use the better reroll, and then hopefully I get not mining or smelting, but I get somebody from another profession. So yeah, that's basically what the end game looks like. You're re-rolling, trying to get the best workers, the best mappers, and the best shippers, so they can take more of your crops, more of your ore to the different areas. So that was a lot of content. I talked a lot here. Feel free to stop by on stream if you have questions about it. Still kind of exploring the mechanic, kind of digging into the end game. I feel like I've reached kind of the end game with the max settlement and all of that, but just kind of sciencing out what it takes to full complete some of these end game maps, and then make sure we get the best shipments and rewards from those shipments. Okay, that's it for this video. Thank you guys for stopping by, and see you in the next one.